This is a video reading excerpt from The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferris. Cultivating Selective Ignorance. There are many things of which a wise man might wish to be ignorant. Ralph Waldo Emerson. From this point forward, I'm going to propose that you develop an uncanny ability to be selectively ignorant. Ignorance may be bliss, but it is also practical. It is imperative that you learn to ignore or redirect all information and interruptions that are irrelevant, unimportant, or unactionable. Most are all three. The first step is to develop and maintain a low-information diet. Just as modern man consumes both too many calories and calories of no nutritional value, information workers eat data both in excess and from the wrong sources. Lifestyle design is based on massive action, output. Increased output necessitates decreased input. Most information is time-consuming, negative, irrelevant to your goals, and outside of your influence. I challenge you to look at whatever you read or watch today and tell me that it wasn't at least two of the four. I read the front page headlines through the newspaper machines as I walked to lunch each day and nothing more. In 5 years, I haven't had a single problem due to this selective ignorance. It gives you something new to ask the rest of the population in lieu of small talk. Tell me what's new in the world. And if that's important, you'll hear people talking about it. Using my crib notes approach to world affairs, I also retain more than someone who loses the forest for the trees in a sea of extraneous details. From an actionable information standpoint, I consume a maximum of 1/3 of one industry magazine, Response Magazine, and one business magazine, Inc., per month, for a grand total of approximately 4 hours. That's it for results-oriented reading. I read an hour of fiction prior to bed for relaxation. How on earth do I act responsibly? Let me give an example of how I and other new rich both consider and obtain information. I voted in the last presidential election despite having been in Berlin. I made my decision in a matter of hours. First, I sent emails to educated friends in the United States who share my values and asked them who they were voting for and why. Second, I judge people based on actions, not words. Thus, I asked my friends in Berlin, who had more perspective outside of U.S. media propaganda, how they judged the candidates based on their historical behavior. Last, I watched the presidential debates. That was it. I let other dependable people synthesize hundreds of hours and thousands of pages of media for me. It was like having dozens of personal information assistants, and I didn't have to pay them a single cent. That's a simple example, you say. But what if you need to learn to do something your friends haven't done, like, say, sell a book to the world's largest publisher for a first-time author? Funny you should ask. There are two approaches I used. One, I picked one book out of dozens based on reader reviews and the fact that the authors had actually done what I wanted to do. If the task is how-to in nature, I only read accounts that are how I did it and autobiographical. No speculators or wannabes are worth the time. Using the book to generate intelligent and specific questions, I contacted 10 of the top authors and agents in the world via email and phone with a response rate of 80%. I only read sections of the book that are relevant to immediate next steps, which took less than 2 hours. To develop a template email and call script took approximately 4 hours. The actual emails and phone calls took less than an hour. This personal contact approach is not only more effective and more efficient than all-you-can-eat buffets, it also provided me with the major league alliances and mentors necessary to sell this book. Rediscover the power of the forgotten skill called talking. It works. Once again, less is more.